Hi, this is Lucia with The Art of Love. Today I have an email from a guy who met a woman online and proceeded to make a lot of mistakes. So I'm going to go through it and read it and make my comments. And it's another long email, but it's definitely interesting. So get your popcorn and listen up. Hi, Lucia. I met a woman on a dating site, and the more we talked, the more we liked each other. So we decided to go out and have dinner. We sat in the restaurant until the place started closing down, but we agreed that neither one of us wanted the night to end just yet, so we went to a local bar and had drinks for the rest of the night, and we still didn't want the night to end. Uh-oh, here comes trouble. So we ended up staying the night together. We both felt that it just felt right. Yes, well, that's what a drug addict says. Well, it just feels good to do drugs. It just feels good to do coke. It just feels good to do heroin. But that doesn't mean it's good for you, so you can't just go by how you feel. We stayed the night together, and she laid her head upon my chest, and every time we spoke, we looked at each other into each other's eyes, and we could just both feel this strong connection. Well, that is Mother Nature wanting you to bond and wanting you to have sex so that you'll continue the human race. That's all it is at this point. It's not love, and it doesn't mean that she's your soulmate. As morning came, she had to go to work, and I didn't really want her to go, and she didn't want to leave either, but she had to. Yeah, you kind of got to go to work. And throughout the day while she was at work, she would text me and tell me that she was thinking of me, and she never left my mind since the moment she left. So I left the hotel room during checkout time, and I went home, and she went home after work, and we continued texting, and we both still agreed that we couldn't wait to see each other. And being that we lived so close, she invited me over for dinner, so I went. And when I got there, she introduced me to a couple of her kids, and she had already explained to me before I got there that she had already discussed it with them, and they were all fine with it. Well, they may be fine with it, but that's not cool. It's irresponsible of her to introduce you to the kids so soon. We weren't paying attention to the time, and before we knew it, it was already close to midnight, and everybody was tired and going to bed, so she invited me to stay the night and said it was okay with the kids. They were all old enough to understand. So in that moment, we all felt comfortable with me being there. And as the next morning came, she had to go to work again. And I asked her if she wanted me to come back and see her that night again after she got off work. And she said, yes, I'd love to. But then she told me if I wanted to, she'd like me to be there and just stay there the whole day. That way I can be there when she got off work. So I stayed. Bad idea. Bad idea. You come across as a beta male. It's like you have nothing going on, nothing else to do. You just can stay at a woman's house that you met the day before. You just stay there all day. No bueno. And we just could not get enough of each other. Yes, because of dopamine, because you just met, because of Mother Nature. That's why. It's like we were inseparable. And I thought I found the greatest girlfriend in the world. And in a few days' time, we both told each other that we were falling and developing strong feelings. She told me she had an ex-boyfriend that she had been with for 4 months, and they had only been apart for 2 weeks. And he continuously blew up her phone day and night with text messages trying to profess his feelings for her, but she caught him cheating and hiding things about his ex-wife, so that's why she dumped him. And she explained to me that I had nothing to worry about, that it was over between the two of them, and that she loved me and wanted to be with me. Famous last words. And by the way, for those of you that don't stay no contact and continue to text your ex, this might be what's happening. They're with someone new, and they're seeing your texts come in, and they probably even show your texts to the new person. Say, look at my ex. That's another reason to stay no contact. One day, while she was at work, she sent me a long text message saying that she needed a night for her and the kids so they could talk about some things, and I agreed, and I was fine with that. But my vehicle was at her home, and I had rode with her to her house. So she came home on her lunch break to drive me home, And when she got out of the car and kissed me goodbye, I felt a change in her, and I just had a real bad feeling about it. And the next day, she didn't text me as much anymore, so I texted her and asked if everything was okay, and she told me, yes, everything is fine. I miss you. I'm thinking about you. I love you. I'm just very busy. That's all. Yeah, no one is busier than the person who is losing interest or who has already lost interest. So naturally, I believed her, but I had that gut feeling that something was just not right. So I got back on that dating site for some reason. I don't know why. But something was telling me to go and look, and it turned out that she had not really deleted her profile as she said she had. And when I got on there, it showed her, as she was texting me on the phone at the same time, that she was online. So I took a screenshot and sent it to her and confronted her about that one little lie about deleting her profile, and she swore to me that she had deleted it and that she even had a confirmation email. But the profile was still there with the online status, so I knew she was lying. Later that night, I dwelt on it and I started consuming a little bit of alcohol. I think it was probably more than a little bit. And I sent her some very ugly text messages. More beta male behavior. You get drunk and then you send over some nasty texts. That's not good. And I regret doing that because it caused me to overreact, and we'd only been dating a week. Yes, everything I've just read, it all happened within the space of a week. I know, it seems hard to believe. And I called her the next morning and I apologized, and I told her I felt sick with myself, but my feelings for her had still not changed, that I still felt the same way. But now for the past 2 weeks, she has not texted me a whole lot, and I noticed on her Facebook profile, she added her ex-boyfriend. Gee, what a surprise. But she hasn't posted much, and she will not give me the answers to my questions. I asked her if she's trying to either work it out with her ex or if she just needed time to think. I was fine with that, and I asked her, do you want me to just walk away? Do you want me out of your life? Just tell me, and I'll respect your wishes, and I'll walk away, and you'll never hear from me again. Oh, stop it. You know that's not true. You know you're not walking away, so don't even. You might be lying to yourself, but you can't lie to me. She will not give me a response to that question, so this causes some conflicting thoughts in my own mind. If she wanted me in her life, she would have me in it. But if she didn't want me in her life, she would have deleted me from Facebook, and she would have at least texted me or told me to just go away and leave her alone. But she hasn't done those things. Well, there is actually a third option, and that is she wants to leave you in limbo. She doesn't want to see you, but she totally doesn't want to lose you because she doesn't know if it's going to work out with the ex-boyfriend who lied and cheated, who she has now added back on Facebook. That's probably what's going on. This is almost over, so hang in there if you're listening to this. It gets even more interesting. So a few nights ago, I couldn't stop thinking about her, and I went to a lady friend for some advice, and she told me to tell her that I was on my way to her house, that we needed to talk. Oh, very tricky, your lady friend. But that that will get a response. And indeed, she did reply and say that she wasn't home. So I got in my truck and I went over there anyway with a bottle of wine and a dozen roses for her. And she wasn't home, but I left it with one of the kids and told him to make sure she received them. As the week went on, I couldn't stop thinking about her, so I had another dozen roses delivered to her work with a teddy bear and a handwritten letter. More roses, really? Guys always think sending flowers, sending roses, that's going to do the trick. I just need to send her some flowers, a teddy bear, some wine, and then she'll be interested in me. What makes you think she's going to be interested in you just because you sent her flowers? She might be interested in the flowers, but doesn't mean she's going to be interested in you. The delivery guy got back with me afterwards and said she was very excited, exactly, that her mouth dropped. So later in the day, I decided to send her a text and I asked her, will you please see me today and talk to me? And even though I know she was off from work, she told me she was working. So I told her, okay, I don't mean to bother you, and I let it be. Today I sent her a text message and I apologized. So That's, again, more beta behavior. Constantly apologizing. Sorry, didn't mean to bother you. You come across as lacking confidence. I apologize to her if I seem to be emotional about my feelings for her, that I also had other things weighing on my mind and causing me stress. I've decided to break all contact with her and do the no contact rule for 30 days. Okay, the no contact rule is forever, not for 30 days. But that's another topic. And after all that has been said and done, I don't know if I'm making the right decision or not. I don't know if she's just testing me. No, she's not testing you to see if I'm going to chase her. I don't know if she's slowed things down because the feelings we had might have scared her as much as it did me. That's definitely part of it. I don't know if her kids suddenly didn't like me. I don't know. I don't know if she decided to give her ex another chance. Probably. Since we're in a small town, I don't know if she might have heard something bad about me. Or maybe it was because we were moving too fast. Ding, 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 bingo. That's definitely a big part of it. There's nothing to be gained by moving fast and everything to lose, as you can see. No one has ever regretted going too slow, but people often regret going too fast. And this is what often happens. You just dive in with both feet and you don't know where you're going to land. I feel like I'm on the back burner. You are. Part of me feels like I have a chance and the other part of me feels hopeless. I'm just not sure what to do at this point. But today I decided I will not attempt to contact her for the next 30 days. Again with the 30 days. No, just not contact, period. 30 days is not going to make a difference. If she hasn't contacted you in 30 days, contacting her on day 31 is not going to change things around. I honestly don't know if I'm making the right decision or if you have any advice that you can give me to help me. I can't get her off my mind. All the other women I've dated, I could walk away from and not lose any sleep over it, but she is different. I feel something for her, and I thought she felt something for me as well. I just don't know what to do. So I emailed him back to ask their ages, because honestly, I thought they were in their 20s, or at least he was in his 20s, but no, they're actually in their 30s. And so when he responded to my question about the ages, he said, and this is, remember, again, after saying that he's just going to do no contact, he said, I intend to approach her one last time before I ban myself from contacting her, as she still has not given me a straight-up answer as to whether or not she wants me in her life. She has given you an answer. It's just not with words. It's with actions, and actions speak louder than words. If she's not responding, then it means she doesn't want you in her life. But you're not seeing that. He goes on, I'm not trying to smother her with my presence, calls, or text or anything. No, but that's exactly what you're doing. And finally, I will not say much to her when I make the flattering delivery myself. I guess it sounds like he's going to deliver more flowers. I don't know. I just need to see that look in her eyes, because when I look in her eyes, I'm going to know how she really feels. Well, that depends on whether she's home and whether she's even going to answer the door or be willing to see you. So you need to just leave her alone. The writing is on the wall. She has shown you through her actions she's not interested. The more you contact her, the more you're going to push her away, the less your chance of getting back with her. Because if it didn't work out with the ex before, it's probably not going to work out. All you have to do is just step back, leave her alone, and she probably would have eventually come to you. But now with all this smothering, which you've done, even though you said you don't want to do it, who knows what's going to happen. You just need to leave her alone. And if she contacts you in the future, you need to keep things slow. Slow them way down and stop rushing, because otherwise you're just going to be rushing to the end of the relationship. So if anyone has any questions or comments about this or is interested in private coaching, you can contact me at my website, theartoflove.net. If you're listening to this on iTunes, I would appreciate if you would rate and review the podcast. If you're listening on YouTube, please subscribe. And finally, remember that love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.